All right, so you've got this amazing product idea, right? You're all fired up, ready to build your Amazon empire. That's awesome. But there's this one huge roadblock that trips up almost everyone: finding a good, reliable supplier. I mean, it can feel impossible, like you're searching for a needle in a haystack. So many great ideas die right here. But guess what? Not yours. Because today we're going to walk you through the exact playbook to get it done. Okay, so take a look at this. This flowchart, this is basically our treasure map. It's going to guide us through the whole process, from the very first step, figuring out your product requirements, all the way to the finish line, which is your stuff sitting pretty in an Amazon warehouse. We're going to go through this step by step, so by the end, you'll know exactly what to do. All right, first things first. Before you even think about emailing a single supplier, you've got to have your ducks in a row. You need to know in detail exactly what you want them to make. Seriously, this is the foundation for everything else. Get this part right and you'll save yourself so many headaches later on. And here's the first big mistake a ton of new sellers make. They're just not specific enough. I'm talking about getting super detailed. It's not just about the color, size, and weight. Yeah, that's the basic stuff. But what about the other things? Does it have a battery? Does it need any special safety certifications? What kind of box does it come in? Do you want a little thank you card inside? See, you're not just making a product. You're crafting the entire experience for your customer, and your supplier needs the full blueprint. So here's the bottom line. Get specific. Specificity is your absolute best friend in this game. If you send a vague request, you're going to get a vague and probably disappointing result. But when you send a super detailed brief, well, two things happen. First, suppliers see you as a pro who knows their stuff. And second, they can give you a real accurate quote. No nasty, costly surprises later. Okay, so you've got your detailed blueprint. Awesome. Now comes the fun part, the detective work. It's time to actually find the right partner, the one who can take your idea and make it real. This is where we start digging through all the options to find that perfect match. So you're probably going to start on huge sites like Alibaba or Indiamart. And let me tell you, it can feel totally overwhelming. It's just this massive sea of suppliers, right? So how do you narrow it down without losing your mind? You need a system. Start with the basics, filter by your product category. But then you got to dig deeper. Check out their reputation, look at their ratings, read the feedback. Doing this little bit of homework up front will save you so much time. Okay, this next part is super, super important. You have to figure out, are you talking to a trader or a direct manufacturer? Think of it this way. A manufacturer is the chef who actually cooks the food. A trader is the waiter who just brings it to you. Going directly to the manufacturer usually means a better price and you can customize your order more easily. The trader, the middleman, can be helpful, but you're adding an extra step and extra cost. The key is just to know who you're talking to, and you can usually figure this out by checking their company profile on the platform. So you've got your short list of potential suppliers. Now what? It's time to reach out, and you want to be efficient about this. Create a template for your first message that asks all the important questions right away. You know, stuff like, what's your minimum order quantity, your MOQ? How long does production take? Can you put my brand name on it? Private labeling? Do you have the right certifications? And a really big one, what are my shipping options? Now listen up, because this is probably the most important rule of all. Before you even dream of placing a big order, you must get a physical sample. No exceptions. This is non-negotiable. This is your one chance to actually hold the product, to test it, to see if the quality is really there. Like the quote says, if that sample isn't 100% perfect, you don't move on to negotiation. You tell them what to fix and you order another one. This simple step is your best insurance against getting a container full of junk. Okay, so you've got that perfect sample in your hands. It feels great, it looks great, the quality is there. Yes, now we get to shift gears. The detective work is done, and it's time to negotiate. This is where we hammer out a deal that's not just good, but great, and sets you up for a profitable business. Let's talk money. A very common payment structure you're going to see is this, 30-70. What does that mean? You pay 30% upfront so they can start making your stuff. Then you pay the other 70% only after production is finished and you've had a chance to inspect the goods. It's a really standard and fair way to do things. It gives them the cash to get started, but it protects you from paying for everything before you know it's all good. It's all about balancing the risk. All right, I need you to remember 3 little letters. DDP. This stands for Delivered Duty Paid. And trust me, you want this. You should insist on it. Basically, it means the supplier is responsible for everything involved in getting your product to your door.
That includes all the shipping costs, customs fees, import taxes, the whole shebang. Why is this so important? Because without it, you could get hit with a massive surprise bill when your stuff lands in the country, a bill that could literally wipe out your entire profit. So DDP, it's your best friend.
So when you're negotiating, you need to get all these details locked down, in writing, in a formal agreement. Think of this as your final checklist. You need to confirm the final price per unit. You need to make sure that shipping cost is DDP. You need to lock in the production time, not just for the product, but for the packaging too. And you need a clear policy for what happens if some units are defective. Getting this all on paper is how you avoid those he said, she said problems later. And hey, remember that quality control box on our roadmap? It's a big one. And it's not just about you checking the sample. When you place a big order, it's a really smart move to hire a third-party inspection company over there, where the factory is. Think of it as a tiny investment for huge peace of mind. They'll go in and check everything before you make that final 70% payment. It's your last line of defense to catch any problems before your products get on a boat. All right, the deal is done, the products are made, the quality check passed with flying colors. You're almost there. This is the home stretch. Now we just have to tackle that final leg of the journey, getting your awesome new product from the factory all the way to an Amazon warehouse. Okay, so there are just a couple of quick but crucial steps here. First, get the final box weight and dimensions from your supplier. Second, you'll plug that info into your Amazon Seller Central account to create what's called a shipment plan. Third, Amazon will spit out these special labels, one for each product and one for each big shipping box. You have to email these files to your supplier, and they have to stick them on perfectly. And I mean perfectly. One little mistake here can cause huge delays at the Amazon warehouse. And just like that, you've done it. Look back at our roadmap. You followed every single step. You went from just an idea in your head to a real physical product sitting in an Amazon warehouse ready to be shipped out to customers. That's a huge accomplishment. So while your first shipment is making its way to the warehouse, I want to leave you with one last thing to think about. This whole process. It wasn't just about one order, right? What you've really done is started a crucial business relationship. The most successful Amazon sellers know this. They don't just find suppliers, they build real partnerships. So the question for you is, what's your plan to